Happy Saturday, guys. So, the scripture we were talking about this week is Psalm 139, 23 and 24. Now, many of you know that my business, Define 139 Training and Fitness, was founded on Psalm 139, and more specifically, Psalm 139:14. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. And, my reason for founding, my mission for founding Define 139 was to help other people, clients, followers, group members, what have you, start to define themselves how God defines them. Fearfully and wonderfully made, no matter what size you are, no matter how much weight you have to lose or gain, or whether you have toned arms or not, it doesn't matter. And if you get those things, it's not going to make God love you any more or any less, or make you even more fearfully and wonderfully made if you lose 20 pounds. Like, that's not how it works. So that was the mission. But there are so many great nuggets in Psalm 139. And if you don't know, gosh, I keep saying Define. Psalm 139 was written by King David. I love reading about King David, learning about King David. He definitely was far from perfect. He was a sinner just like all of us, and he committed some pretty significant sins. But God loved him, and he loves you too, no matter what sins you've committed. And one thing about David, though, he was always so trusting of God. Like, he knew God's got him. He had faith that God was going to protect him. And then if he didn't, it was God's will. And he was okay with that. And I can't think of anything more vulnerable, I can't say that word, than just to be like, hey, look, here's my heart. Here is the innermost part of me. Search it. Identify anything that's not of you, God. Anything that might be offensive to you. Take it out. Fix it. I mean, how amazing is that? So this is a great scripture to learn. I can't quote a ton of scripture, but it's great to have some that you just keep in your mind to recite to yourself. And this is great to use in prayer time. But so how do we do that? How do we practically live out Psalm 139, 23, and 24? So I've got 5 ways. 1, daily reflection and prayer. This has to be intentional, but take intentional time each day just to sit quietly before God. Ask him specifically to reveal areas in your heart, mind, and actions that are not aligned with his desires. Practice listening without defensiveness and journaling any insights or convictions you might receive. Have you ever had like a conflict or like even a fight with your spouse, and you sit down and you finally things calm down and you talk to them? Like, you think it's all their fault. It's all your fault. And when they bring up like some things that you've done that have offended them or hurt them, and you're like, yeah, I did do that. So just being open to what God reveals to you, because sometimes it's not pleasant to learn those things about yourself. 2nd, identify and release anxieties. I think sometimes, I know what we do is we bury those things. At least I do. And I'm like, I shouldn't be anxious about that. That's stupid. Or I shouldn't be nervous about that. That's stupid. So what I do is I just bury it and push it down and push it down. And it doesn't go anywhere. It just grows in there and comes out in other ways. So when anxious thoughts arise, pause and name each worry with specifically. Pray openly, inviting God to provide his perspective and peace. Choose surrender over control. That's awesome. When we let go of trying to control all our anxieties and give it to God, it's so freeing. Okay, 3, seek, I can't talk today. Seek accountability and community. So invite a trusted friend or spiritual mentor into your spiritual growth. Guys, this is so important. So important. I've had many spiritual mentors throughout my walk with Jesus, probably over the past, well, I've had them my whole life, right? I just look at them differently now. Some of them were in my life for just a season. Some of them might have said one thing. Some of them may have never even met me, but I listened to them and they might have said one thing that resonated and changed my spiritual walk or just made such a huge impact. So seek accountability and community from people who are going to encourage you, but also not fill you full of fluff. If they see something that you need to change, they're willing to say it. And then be open to that. Okay, 4, regularly evaluate your influences. Like, what are you consuming on social media? What are you watching on television? And not that you have to watch like Little House on the Prairie 24/7. Like, you don't have to do that. But if you're open, if you're really allowing God to come in and search your heart, there's going to be some things that start to on like TV that you're like, ooh, like it's almost like somebody pinched you when you hear it or you see it. So be open to changing that if you feel that conviction. Listening to like all these different things or the people that you're surrounding yourself with. It makes a huge difference. And 5, actively pursue growth and obedience. Take immediate actionable steps. So God, if you are coming to him with a willing heart to say, what can I do to serve you better? What can I do to please you more? He's going to tell you, okay? And you've got to just not sit on it, not change anything, right? Take actionable steps toward obedience when he reveals something in your life that offends him. Practice humility by admitting fault, seeking forgiveness, and choosing to grow in holiness and in character each day. All right, guys, that was a little bit of a long devotion, but I really love this scripture. All right, y'all have a wonderful rest of your weekend.